Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. So we have a New Year's Eve afternoon game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. They're in Washington to do that, and Montreal on a 4-game losing streak. I think 2 games ago I said it feels like an 8-game losing streak happening, and well, we're halfway through. I'm not really happy about it, but I'm also not really sad about it. So there you go. Whatever that says. All right. So in this show, I will, as always, I'll have a game preview. I got the lineups for tonight. There is a big line change because of an injury in the last game. We'll talk about that. And I have also, I forgot about it. I have this. The Guess the Score contest. If you guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game, you can pick that guy from either team. If you're the first one in the chat with that guess, you win the prize. Cash prize directly into your bank account via Interac. So good luck to everybody. You got to give those guesses in the chat here, not in the comments and not in the live hangout later. So, you got to make sure you do that. Let's see. So I hinted at the line change. So Caden Gooley is out today. And that's just for today. We don't know about any more than that, but it looks like it's going to be a little longer. He's out with a leg injury, and he suffered that versus the Panthers. He fell, I think, along the boards, got hit. He fell backward, and his left leg kind of went weird underneath him. So there could be a problem. Chris Weidman is expected. I think he is taking the spot, even though David Savard, we'll talk about, was in the practice today. So if Gooley misses any significant time, you might expect the Habs to recall Norlinder, Shanneman, or William Trudeau. Those are the other three in Laval. Hang on. Ray, stop. It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of people in and out of this building. So those 3 guys are the only ones with contracts so that they can be called up. But David Savard's back at practice in a non-contact jersey. So you got to figure that it's probably not too long before he's ready, and he'll be in the lineup to help offset any time missed by Gooley. By the way, game day news. I got a lot of it today. That's why we're getting right into it. Alex Ovechkin comes into the game with 803 career goals, only 91 away from tying Gretzky. So that's something to look for and see how many goals is he going to get tonight. I believe he has something like 34 goals against Montreal in 53 career games, something like that. I don't know if that's accurate 100%. I'll do one more item, then we'll get back to some more hereafter. Caps have won 5 of their last 6 games. They just lost to Ottawa on Thursday in overtime. In the last one. So they're also 10-1-1 in their last 12 games. Habs have lost their last 4 with an overtime loss to start it off. And like I said, halfway through my predicted 8-game losing streak. Anyway, let's go see who's here. And let's see. Mary Jo starts us off. 3-2 Caps. Harris with the first goal. Yeah, I'll give you mine in a minute. Daryl Adams, 4-2 Habs. Suzuki first goal. Rick, he also says, Rick, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Daryl. You think players Habs have now will stay together for the rest of the year, or do you think that some will be gone soon? Well, soon's a relative term. By the trade deadline, I do believe there'll be some players gone. So I guess in general, no, it won't be everybody staying together, but the core of this team for sure staying together. And, the beginning of the year was like, how long is Arbor Jacki going to be up? We're going to send him back down. He's not going anywhere. Guru, 5-1 Washington. Sonny Milano with the first goal. Mr. Expos 52 says, very poetic and spot on. I'm not sure what you're talking about, though, unless it's a comment up there. Happy New Year to you, too, as well. Jason LaRose, 5-2 Caps win. Ovechkin first goal. Suvka, always a different name. When I was young, a couple of my aunts called me Richie. Wish you all the best to the new year. Is it soon? Is New Year's soon for you? Sooner than us. Happy New Year to you, Sufka, as well. By the way, Slovakia and Canada will most likely play against each other in junior quarterfinals. We're done probably. Well, I don't know. Let's see how Canada does today. It's going to be a hard game today. Hey, Jack, 4-2 Habs. Arbor, Jack Guy with the first. Wouldn't be mad if we lost. Would love to see Bedard in a Habs jersey. But I mean, losing, it's not going to mean Bedard, hopefully it gets us closer to that. But James Reyes, 5-1 Washington. Ovi with the first goal. Awesome. I'll get to mine. As a matter of fact, because that's what I got. And don't worry, mine doesn't count. So you're the first one with that, guys. 5-1 Caps. Ovechkin with the first goal. I do say this though: if Suzuki and Caulfield wake up, 5-3 Caps. Ovi, I'm still sticking with Ovi with the first goal. Remember, Ovi. Most of the games Ovi played against Montreal, it was Carey Price in net. You got to think maybe he's going to score more goals with Price not in net here anymore, right? So, and that's not prophetic. I don't know if it's anymore or not, so don't hit me on that. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Mr. Expo probably talking about my intro. Oh, yeah, I don't remember. I know I put a video. I'm sorry. You're right. Probably you're 100% right. I don't remember though what I put there. Sorry. Last time we won against Canada was 10 years ago. Yeah, but sounds like you're due even, No, James, your guess is fine. My guess doesn't count. I don't pay myself. So your 5-1 is fine. Don't worry about it. That you don't have to change it at all. Hey, Doug, how you doing, man? 5-4 Dak, first goal. Awesome. Hey, bye-bye. Habs will win this one because I cannot vote against them, and Cole gets first goal, and first line wakes up, and he's saying 4-2 for the Habs. Awesome. Hey, listen, you don't need a reason. And they might, they might win here. I don't know, but I just had this feeling a couple of games ago about an 8-game losing streak. And I mean, so far I'm right. I don't really want to be right, or sometimes I do want to be right, but in this case, not really, All right, we hit the bottom there. So I'm going to, no, who's not here? I want to ask a question when a couple of guys show up. I guess I should show you. Did I write that here so I don't? Anyway, so I got a nice Christmas present. My family, we did a Secret Santa thing. So my youngest James had me, and he got exactly what I wanted. This is one of those hand recorders. I write so many things in my head, and I forget. And by the time I get put it down on paper, I've forgotten everything. So this is going to help me not forget those things, and hopefully just have better. Usually the first stuff that comes in your head when you're writing is usually a lot of times is the best stuff. So hopefully I won't lose any of those ideas. I write a lot of my scripts while I'm walking the dog and shit. And I lose it all because when I sit down, it's gone. I have to write something else. So hopefully this will stop a lot of that. And I just love this. I've tried it out. I've got something on there. I'll play it in a sec if I remember. I'm still learning how to use it. Let's see what else I got here. Habs have given up 14 power play goals in their last 9 games. The PK unit is now 22nd in the league. Power play unit is last once again, but climbed up a little bit again with a 14.9% success rate right now. Nick Suzuki in his last 11 games has 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. That's a slump. Cole Caulfield, no goals in his last 4 and only 1 in his last 6. So that's why I said if these guys wake up, and it's not really a fair term it's not fair on them. That line's being keyed on. There's nothing else in the lineup hardly, and you can key on that line and shut down the Habs most nights, and that's what's happening. And there's like no room to breathe for these guys. So the Canadiens really need to develop a second line, and it probably won't happen until Sean Monahan is back in the lineup. At least when he was in the lineup, we were getting some secondary scoring. We're not getting much in that way at all right now. Did I get everything? Got everything but that question. And then I want to say This. Oh yeah. So you see, there's a pennant right there. See that? Whoop, that right there. Is that where? You see the pennant, the Habs pennant. Giving that away in the first intermission of the game because it is that time to give away something to the people who support this channel and give money to the channel. It's one of those giveaways, and that is going to be the giveaway this time. Is that lovely pennant that you can hang on your wall and just look at and adore. So yeah, so good luck to everybody who has qualified for that. Members and anybody who's given any money in any form to the channel. That's who qualifies. That's it. And then I want to play. So I got to figure out how to do this. I'm still learning it. So here, turn it on. And then figure out how to find what I'm going to play. This might work. Let's see. Coming.
I am a Habs fan.
Nope, that's the wrong thing. I don't know how to find that. What I wanted to say is Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. So I got to learn how to use this and find the file. That's what I finally actually recorded something to hopefully write. That might be a poem coming up, but I don't really want to play it here right now. So I'm just going to turn this off. All right, let's get back to you guys, and then I'll get to the preview in just a minute or two. Let's see what we got here. Unless I forgot to have the device with you when you need it the most. Well, but you see how small that is? I mean, I plan to get used to having it in my pocket so that I can just easily, and it's a lot easier than using the phone where you got this screen or that screen. When I'm used to it, it's just on and I can, so that's why I'm doing that. I'm old fashioned anyway. I write everything on paper. I'm a dinosaur, so use dinosaur tools. Hey, David, 6-3 Caps. Suzuki with the first goal. Sofka's got 3-1 Caps. Strome with the first goal. Awesome. By the way, everybody, if you're making a guess and it's the score, other people have the same score, but by having a different goal score, it changes, right? So it's not the same, right? So you all know that. Sometimes you just change your goal scorer. With Gouli out, and like you mentioned, Price is out. Ovi might be in his office a lot today. Yeah, well, that's why Ovi's on the thumbnail, and I put Caulfield with him because, Caulfield's the same kind of shooter and also from the same area too, in general. So, Sammy, hey Sammy, first time here. Welcome to the channel. Where are you from, and what team you cheer for? Because just because you're here at a Habs channel, maybe you're a Caps fan or of a different team. That happens a lot. But welcome to the channel, and Happy New Year while you're here. And ask away. We got a few minutes before I get to the preview. So ask me anything awesome, a Habs fan. But if you weren't, it's fine. We welcome everybody here. So if you have any questions, and Sammy, you're new, so you might have a question, just ask away. I'm going to take a few minutes more, and then I'm going to get to my preview where I have the lineups and the lineup change on defense. And that's it. And I will sit here and wait a second until somebody asks me a question. How's that work? Now, remember, I'm doing a giveaway in the first intermission of the game. That pennant that is behind me right there is going to go to somebody, one of the supporters of the channel. As always, that's where the giveaways go to. And you can do that by, you can, if you want to give money to the channel, it's welcome. And you'll get into the draw. Maybe not this time, but I do them often enough. And yeah, you'll get into the next draw. Sammy's got 5-2 Caps, Caulfield first goal. Awesome guess. And I think that's the first. Is that the first Caulfield guess? I think so. Surprising. You'd think. I think a lot of people. I shouldn't say that. I would have thought there would have been a lot more Ovies. I would have thought a lot more people were going with Ovechkin. Yeah. Did I read Pierre Gervais' book? No, I did not. What are my thoughts on it? My thoughts, actually, I have some. I don't think it's as nasty as people made it out to be when it first was released. I think the guy's not giving away any big secrets. It's a little behind the scenes stuff. It's interesting for Habs fans. From what I understand, there's nothing wrong with the book, but I haven't read it. But I didn't really make a judgment on it because I hadn't read it before. But I've read now some people talking about it, and it seems like it's fine. I don't really see anything wrong with it. Babe, I didn't say nobody picked Cole. Or I thought, but it's okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but that's cool. But not. I would have thought between Ovi and Cole today, that would have been the two big guesses. But it's good when it's diverse because it's not always the big guys that get the goals first, the first goals, right? A lot of time, actually, so many times, it's somebody that's you don't even think of to get it. So I think that's what makes it hard. Because I think if we get enough people here making a guess, I think the score will always get hit in general. But it's hard to get the right guy to who scores first. If the standings stay as they are, who do you think wins the rematch? Toronto versus Tampa. I'm never going to say Toronto. It's like, I don't even know why you even asked that question. Tampa. First of all, if you're talking about the playoffs, it's Toronto versus, put a question mark, doesn't matter who's there. That question mark's always going to win, right? We know this. If the Habs do win, it will be in overtime. I guess that's a fair point there, Sammy. I don't see how they're going to score enough goals. So, listen, if they catch Washington, or if Allen stands on his head and keeps the scoring down, then yeah, I think that could be possible. Yeah. Hey, Drew, how you doing, Drew? He says, horny Rick. That's what he says there. You see, that I take it as horny. I don't know. Happy New Year, Rick. Cheers. Habs won and 1-0, 1-0. You're guessing 1-0. Wow. Cole with the only goal. Awesome. You know what? Any guess is as good as any other, right? Because we don't really know. I looked to buy his book a week or so after. That's Pierre Gervais. After it was released, there was only French versions available at the time. Now it's available in English. Bebai says, Meshar had 2 great assists, but Slovakia blew a 3-1 lead and lost in 10th round. Oh, they lost to the Swiss in the shootout. That sucks. That sucks for Slovakia. Definitely sucks. Sorry to hear that, Savka. Really. I thought they were going to win. It looked like they were on their way to a good win there. But I didn't really follow a little bit on Twitter. That's about it. How are we doing in time? It's time for the preview. That's gone really fast. It's like crazy. All right. We got a preview for this game. If you give me a second. So in case you didn't know what the game is, the 15-18-3 Montreal Canadiens are up against the 20-13-5 Washington Capitals. How to watch this game? 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. It's a 1 p.m. Pacific Time start. Sportsnet's got it, as always, on the weekend in English and TVL Sports in French. Capitals region, it's NBC Sports Washington, but I don't really like the American broadcast, to be very honest with you. Season series, and I've forgotten this. They beat us October 15th in Washington 3-1. And then after tonight, it's April 6th of next year in Montreal. The only time these two teams meet in Montreal this year. Last 10 record, Montreal is 2-7-1. They're on a 3-game losing streak, but there was an overtime loss just before the 3-game streak. So it's 4 losses in a row. And Washington is 8-1-1 in their last 10 on an overtime loss streak of 1. That was Ottawa on Thursday. And let's see, home and away, Montreal's away, 8-9-3 on the road, and Washington is 11-5-2 at home. And the tail of the tape. Scoring chances for percentage, 44.35% for Montreal, 26th in the league. They've hovered in that area the whole year. 50.92% for Washington, 13th. Goals per game, 2.61 for Montreal, 28th. 3.11 for Washington, 17th. Goals against per game, 3.58 for Montreal, 26th. And 2.74 for the Caps, that's 10th. Power play percentage, 14.9%. Last in the league. 21% for Washington at 21st in the league, which is apropos. And it's a decent to good power play. PK percentage, 75.4%, dropped to 22nd now for Montreal. They've given up a lot of goals. What was it? 14 power play goals in the last 9 games. And for Washington, 81.8% on the PK. That's 8th. If I didn't say Montreal's PK is 22nd in the league. And their head-to-head record, Montreal 0-1-0, Washington 1-1-0. And on the face-offs, Montreal 50.2%, 13th. And 48.8% for Washington, 21st. This, I got to say, is more often than not this year so far. Most of the games, Montreal's had the better face-off percentage than the other teams. And that's the first time in a few years that's happened, at least. Shots on goal and allowed. Shots on goal per game for Montreal, 28.2. For Washington, 31.3. And allowed per game, 33.5 for Montreal, 30.5 for Washington. The goalies tonight, Jake Allen for Montreal, 9-14-1 with a 3.29 goals against and a 900 save percentage. And Charlie Lindgren for the Capitals, 10-4-2 record, 2.60 goals against and a 9.12 save percentage. So having an awesome year, definitely a career year for Charlie Lindgren. Players to watch over the last 5 games. For Montreal in points, Jack-Eye with 4. And for Washington, Gustafsson, yes, the Eric Gustafsson that was here for like a cup of coffee, with 7. Goals, Caden Gooley, who is out tonight or this afternoon with 1 goal. There must be somebody else along with that, but it must be a few people tied at 1. Ovechkin has 3 over the last 5 games. Assists, Jack-Eye has 3. And Gustafsson for Washington, 5. And plus minus, Chris Weidman, who's kind of been missing, not listed anywhere, has a plus 4. And Connor Sheary has a plus 8 for Washington. So that's a good point. Chris Weidman, who wasn't listed anywhere, is supposed to be in the lineup tonight or this afternoon. Let's see if that is true. Team leaders, goals for Montreal, Caulfield, 19. Ovechkin, obviously, for Washington, 23. Points, Suzuki, 31, stuck there for a while. And Caulfield also stuck there for a while. And for Washington, Ovechkin, 42. He leads the team by a good margin, too. So for the guy who's 37, he's like unstoppable, this guy. Average time on ice, Mike Matheson still there, even though he hasn't played. He had like 7 games that he played, and he has been gone for like 7 games. 24-14, apparently. I think that's a mistake, but I don't know. John Carlson, who's injured now too for Washington, 23-24, leads them. Wins, Jake Allen with 9, and Darcy Kemper, but also Charlie Lindgren with 10 for Washington. Bottom 10 hasn't really changed, except that Florida is not in the bottom 10 anymore. But Habs still at 7th there. Nashville, Ottawa, Vancouver are still ahead of Montreal. And then there's Montreal, then Arizona, Philadelphia, San Jose, Anaheim, Columbus, and Chicago are all below them. Arizona and Philly just 2 points. So Montreal could drop maybe today. Or actually, they'll maybe into a tie. And then we could get lower. The way they're playing, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Top 5 scoring for Washington. Ovechkin, 23 goals, 19 assists, 42 points. Kuznetsov, 6 goals, 24 assists, 30 points. So 12-point difference. That's crazy. Dylan Strome, 7 goals, 20 assists, 27 points. Connor Sheary, 11 goals, 13 assists, 24 points. John Carlson, who is out, 8 goals, 13 assists, 21 points. And the only thing there that's weird is that the only person with a plus is Connor Sheary. So, that says something. I don't know what it says. For Montreal, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's the same top five, and they haven't moved in their numbers in like a few games, except one assist for Dvorak, and nothing's changed, and it's boring. Lineups tonight: Capitals, Kuznetsov centering Ovechkin and Shiri, Strome in between Milano and Mantha, Eller, the ex-Hab, in between Johansson and Obe Kubel, Dowd in between Protus and Hathaway, Gustafson and Van Riemsdyk, first pair, Orlov, Jensen, second pair, Fetchveri and Irwin, third pair, Charlie Lindgren starting, and there you go. And Montreal, Suzuki, Caulfield, Doc, first pair, first line, Evans, Hoffman, Anderson, second line, but is that second line? Evans is centering the second line, yeah. Wow. Okay, Dvorak, Slavkovsky, and Gallagher, third line. Drouin, Dadonov, and Armia, the how are you going to call that line? Lost in space line? Lost in space. Edmondson, Kovacevic, first pair. Harris, Barron, second pair. And Jack-Eye, Weidman, third pair. And that might not be accurate, but anyway, Allen starting. And ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's the lineups and all that stuff for the game tonight. You know, I don't know. I just see another loss here. I don't see how they're going to turn it around yet. I really don't. All right, let's see where I was. What happens if you get it right? Yeah, you win $10. You send me your email. I will send it by Interact to your email, and then from there, you do what you want with it. But yeah, it's a $10 prize. Not huge, but you know, just a guess. And you earn $10 if you win. It's hard to win, though. What a terrible time to have a game. Not really. It's Saturday afternoon. Baby says Lindgren, one that got away because he was not developed properly in the AHL. That, I mean, could very well be. But the thing was, at that point, he wasn't going to get the shot here. So good on them for giving him the chance to get somewhere else where they actually developed him. And yeah, you're 100% right. Obviously, probably wasn't developed right because he's having a hell of a season, compared to what he did here. At least we'll watch the beatdown earlier today. The beatdown. Oh, at least we'll watch the beatdown of the Habs earlier today. I get it. You know what? There's no emphasis on the earlier. That's like, I didn't. Yeah, sorry. You're right though. Sucks that Gooley won't play. Yeah, he's been one of our best players this whole season. It's crazy. Rookie defenseman. He's out, and like for me, I was freaking out. Like, oh no, what are we gonna do without Gooley? Oh my God, it's gonna be bad. It's going to be bad. I only put 5-1, but I don't know. This could be a bad game. I don't know. I just hope Caulfield and Suzuki wake up and make it interesting at least. You know? I don't think that it's going to make a difference. If they wake up and they start to put up, I think it just makes the game closer. I don't think the outcome is going to change, but I've been known to be wrong a lot. So hopefully I'm wrong on that. I would like to see them have a win to end the season, end the year, you know? Why not? Grimes, yeah. Mayshar looks like a good one. And like I've said a few times, right? It's when they picked him in the second overall pick for them in last draft. I don't know who the kid was, but it's obvious they didn't just pick him because he was Slavkovsky's friend, right? It's obvious that this kid is good. So, and it's, I guess for them, they picked the best player available. That's who they thought was best. And I won't disagree with them right now. BC Richard is here. Happy New Year, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate that. You get to experience 2023 3 hours before you. Yeah, and listen, we get Australia was is it first there? I forget where it was first anywhere. Anyways, and I've been watching sort of through Twitter, like everywhere that it's New Year's now. It's so slowly working its way here. Jack Eye is our power play quarterback. Seems like let's see what they do with it tonight, right? So far, they haven't made the right decisions, in my opinion. So I don't know, but I think Jack Eye and Gooley's not there now. Barron should get a shot as well. There'll be a time where we'll look at Caps and Ovi won't be their best scorer. Yeah, but it's not right now. Ovi, 38 years old. Is he 38 or 37? And he still scored 50 goals a year. Incredible. He's on pace. Oh, I forgot about that pace there. Caulfield, his pace now is 43 goals in 82 games. So it's dropped. But a couple of games with some goals will bring it right back up. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. We gave everything. All right. Anyone can win any game. Remember, it is it's a parity in the league too. Anyone can. I agree with you. I mean, there's enough parity, but you know what? Montreal's not even up to that right now. I'm not saying at different points in the season they won't get back to a certain level, but right now, no. There's got to be is there going to be that much of a drastic change in their game from Thursday to today that I'm going to think, oh, they're going to win this game? No. They'll have to do it for me to believe it, really, is what I'm saying. Grimes, you're right. He's one of those players that, age doesn't, you're right. It kind of doesn't seem like a factor if he's still scoring 50 goals. I mean, yeah. He's eyeing not 100 goals, but he's eyeing that all-time leader. And I think he's probably eyeing 1,000 goals, which is incredible, but he's probably eyeing that and thinking he can make it. And maybe he can. I don't know. There's going to be a year where he runs out of gas. You got to figure. Has anybody ever guessed what right, Grimes? I'm not sure. Holy moly. Howdy, holy moly. What is Gooley's injury? All I know is it's a leg injury. You may predict the score, holy moly. Go right ahead, but also give me a first goal scorer of the game, and you could win the cash prize by doing that. So holy moly's got 4-2 Washington. Ovi empty netter hat trick. First goal scorer though, because as a first goal scorer, you need that. But awesome. Sammy McLean, I have to go to my beer league game. Awesome. No worries, buddy. Enjoy and good luck at your beer league game, and a happy New Year. And listen, I hope you come back. Him being Slafkovsky's best friend is a bonus. I guess I don't think it factored into them drafting him too much anyway. Dennis Brassard's got 5-3 Washington. Awesome, but give me a first goal scorer. You could win the prize if you get it right. Bye-bye. Arbor Nad Barron as quarterback. And Arbor and that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I said, yeah. Does Obi deserve criticism for his nationality, or should his hockey achievements come first? Yeah, I don't know that I want to answer that. Only in that I struggle with that as well. Not his nationality. It's not that he's Russian. It's his allegiance still to Putin. That's where I struggle. But I think, you're probably right. How many people were shitty people, and still their accomplishments are their accomplishments. So, yeah, I guess he shouldn't suffer too much for that, I guess. I don't know. What's happening over there is so bad that I don't know. I don't know if that even it's the allegiance to Putin. I struggle with accepting that. To be very honest with you. I know it's his business, but yeah, I don't want to get into all that here. We got time. It's early. I don't have to run as early as possible, as early as I do normally. Renault, this could be good. How's it going, Renault? Does Ovi deserve criticism? Oh, yeah, that was you. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, that actually a really good question. So, yeah, Grimes. Personally, them getting Slavkovsky, Hudson, and Mashar, they could have done a better job with the 22 draft, in your opinion. Okay, who do you think they should have got? Hey, Mark, how you doing? Happy New Year, and thanks for doing this. Oh, no worries. I do every game. I don't know if I've seen you before. If not, welcome to the channel, and Happy New Year back, definitely. I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope I do a good enough job on the play-by-play and shit later that you still say this after the show's over. Born to be Habs says Beck as well. For what now? Oh, in that list there? Really? You're gonna shit on Beck too? Okay. Hey, Stan the man. Good New Year's Eve, Rick. 6-2 Habs. Ooh, that's a lot of confidence. Galley with the first goal. Grimes. Yeah, I forgot Beck. He looks great as well. Oh, were you complimenting them or shitting on it? Oh, they couldn't have done a better job. I apologize. Didn't read it right. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So I apologize for reading that wrong. See how important words are. In that case, they are the right words. I just read them wrong, but they're important. The prediction for the score, yeah, we had 3, I think. 3 winners this season. 3 winners this season. None last season, but 3 this season and years before, yeah. But they were under different rules too. So, but under this context, I guess 3 in 2 seasons. I said not easy to win, but when you can go like none last season, but then 3 already this year, yeah, I think it's all kind of luck anyway. And yeah, so I haven't changed anything. Baby, you got it right. But there's been 3 this year, so it sort of offsets that. Axiom 4-2 Caps. Why don't you give me a goal scorer, first goal scorer of the game, and you could win the cash prize if you do that. It's not almost impossible. I've gotten it right 3 times under this I've gotten it right 3 times. I don't win, but I've gotten it right. Holy moly gives Ovi for the first goal. That's right. Okay, so I got it. I'll remember that when I see it. Armia got off the schneid. Did he? No, gets off. Should get off. Hopefully get off the schneid. Will he? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Happy New Year's to you, too. What is the extent of Gooley's injury, and is he playing today? Not playing today. Don't know the extent yet. Whoops, that jumped. There's that many comments? Oh, geez, there are. I'm really behind on comments here. Nope. Maybe it went too far now. I'm trying to find where I was. I'm honing in on it now. There we go. All right. So, Babai says leave nationality out of it, but he cannot say anything negative or his family will pay. I don't disagree with that either. So that's why I'm not really going to comment one way or the other because that is very likely accurate, Axiom says Arbor is his favorite player on the Habs, and I bet you there's a few people in this chat room that will agree with that. My favorite players are Suzuki and Caulfield, and Arbor has worked his way for me into that trio as a trio now, to be honest. So, yeah. My question for you, do you regret not drafting Shane Wright? No. Why should we regret it? You can't make that judgment until 5 years into their careers because players develop differently. And it could take him 5 years to show what he's, what the promise of why they were drafted where they were, right? So, no. Grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence, and it's way too early to be looking on the other side of the fence, if you ask me. Who said we could not have done a better job in the draft? Us last season, I believe. I don't know how much better they could have done. Hey, go Habs, go. It's too early to criticize any team's 2022 draft. None of the high picks from last draft have really exceeded so far, with the exception of Juracek. No, you got to wait. You got to wait 5 years. It's not really fair. But after 5 years, I think it's fair to then go back and say, now we can look and see, what's what. But yeah, less than a year after the draft, you can't judge that. No comments on that because it's only rumor and I have not heard anything more. I've only read an article that kind of tried to convince me that Lafreniere would be a really good fit for Montreal. But I tell you the truth, I wasn't convinced by the article, and it's by a guy I like, Blaine Potvin, for the Hockey Writers. I wasn't convinced. So, but nothing like on anything happening there. Oh, I got down to the bottom. I thought there were a lot more comments than there are. How did I get screwed up like that? Did Gooley tear an ACL? Could have. We don't know yet. Let's hope not. Czechs are up 7-1 on Germany. 14 minutes left in the game. Thanks for the update. Hey, Eric, how you doing? We are on downhill run to Bedard. I mean, yeah, I guess you can look at it that way, right? Does it mean we're going to get Bedard? No. That's the only thing. Should they have drafted Logan Cooley first overall, given Habs and center draft? Well, listen, I guess you put that comment in before I said what I said, but I mean, I don't know yet. Ask me again in 5 years. Justin, no, I do not. I don't think Primo should be in the NHL at all this season, and maybe next season as well, and give him that time in the AHL to develop fully before they bring him back up again. Thing is, if there's an injury, they don't really have a choice. Never draft on the position you need. Number one mistake you can do, draft the best player. And the reason is because the position you need that day of the draft might not be the same position you need actually come next training camp. That's how quickly things can change. And you don't do that. And you draft best player available, because if you do that and you hit it right, you could always move that guy to get the position you need if you need to do that or something, right? So, and oftentimes, right, by the time these players develop, the guy that's developing and is going to hit the NHL is the position you need. So draft best player available. You usually cannot go wrong doing that. Unless you have two guys of equal caliber and they're judged to be of equal talent and all that, then you can make a choice on position, but that's the only time. Justin, yeah, no, I'm not going to agree with that. Not that I have anything against Galley, but I think they made the right choice in Suzuki. I don't think his slump has anything to do with him being captain. I don't think how bad the team is right now has anything to do with Nick Suzuki being captain at all. That's it. So, no, I don't agree. I know Galley is, I know the kind of guy he is and all that. I think I understand what you're trying to say there, but you think that would make a difference, but it's not going to. They're not good enough. Galley being a more rah-rah guy or anything like that is not going to make the difference, because that's not what's missing. It's talent that has to be developed in the guys they have, in the pipeline and all that. That's what's missing. That's all. And they need a few pieces to still be added yet that might not be here yet. I got a couple more minutes. Before we do go, though, if I can talk, give a thumbs up on your way out. I'll be back in 15 minutes for the hangout, so remember that. I definitely cannot show the game, but I'll do play-by-play, color commentary, and we'll talk in the chat and have a lot of fun, and hopefully discover that somebody that made a guess and the guess the score contest actually won, and that'd be awesome, especially the last day of the year and New Year's Eve day. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that. I was a Gallagher guy before Suzuki's arrival, but I when they were talking about captain, Suzuki made the most sense, right? He made the most sense, and he's going to be here for a long time. Galley probably not the same amount of time from now that Suzuki will. Why have another short-term captain when we can have a guy that's probably going to end up being one of the longest-term captains in their history? Potential's there with Suzuki, and I think they made the right choice. He's the right kind of guy. He's the right character. He's the leader. I think it's the right choice. And Grimes, that's why Galley is got an A on his sweater. And I've heard Galley say that they made the right choice. So, yeah, Baby, exactly. I've said that many times, and that's a good point. Guru, I'm not sure what you're saying there. It's not. Anyway, I got to run. I need enough time to get set for the next one. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. In case you're not going to be here for the next one, Happy New Year to everybody. And hopefully you'll see you on the other side of the year. And thanks for being here and populating this channel for the last year. And that's it. Hope you have a good night. Enjoy the party if you're going. Or if you're not and staying home, I hope you enjoy the night. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Stay safe till next time, which is like for me, 12 minutes now. And we'll catch you there. Peace out and have a good night. Ciao, everybody.